Hey everybody, this is Wendy Ponomarenko. I'm the art teacher and librarian at Temple Emanu-El. As part of the ongoing library project, I've been reading a book a night, and to bring our temple resources, in this case the library resources, to our families during this time of need. And tonight's book is Fins and Scales, a Kosher Tale by Deborah Uchill Miller and Karen Ostrove. I hope you enjoy. Okay, this is Fins and Scales, a Kosher Tale by Deborah Uchill Miller and Karen Ostrove. When Yanni Katz was turning 8, he got a check from Grandma Kate. She wrote, "Buy something just for you, a kite, a comic, or kazoo." So many things to choose, thought Yanni. Maybe I should get a pony. Dad, please help me pick a treat. Which of these is really neat? His folks were in an eating mood and therefore only thought of food. So Mom said, pick what you like best, but it must pass the kosher test. Kosher? Please explain to me just what a kosher gift can be. Any kind of veggie treat is a food that we can eat. Yellow squash and spinach greens, mushrooms, rice, and lima beans. Just a minute, Mom, said Yanni. I'm not into minestrone. I need help picking out a treat that's not a Brussels sprout. Eat an apple with the peel, but not a shark and not an eel. Have some kasha made from groats, or muffins baked with wheat or oats. Buy bananas by the load, but not a frog and not a toad. Eat potatoes long like blimps, not the lobsters, not the shrimps. Don't eat bears or snakes that creep. Our meat can come from cows and sheep. Their hooves are split, they chew their cud, not like pigs that play in mud. But what about the fish we eat? Where are their cuds? Where are their feet? We look for fins and check for scales. That's why we eat no snails. We may eat duck, we may eat goose, a tall giraffe, a knock-kneed moose. Never eat a slug or a louse, no mongoose, cat, or furry mouse. Eat no eagle, eat no gnat, and never serve souffle of bat. Dad, I think I understand. What's kosher on the sea and land? But the gift I have in mind is really of another kind. Don't mix foods of milk and meat. A cheeseburger's no kosher treat. And after eating meat we wait before there's dairy on our plate. Special marks on food in boxes tell us if our cheese or lox is kosher. So please check your snacks for symbols printed on the packs. These signs mean someone did decide there's only kosher food inside. Wait! Thank you both for teaching me the kosher rules so thoroughly. I now know all about the meat and fish and greens and fowl we eat, but I've been thinking this thing through and I have a thought to share with you. It's nothing that a check can buy. It's not some food you steam or fry. I've decided, Dad and Mother, my gift should be a baby brother. The end. This book is pretty straightforward, just explaining kosher, and it actually does it in a really kind of fun sing-songy way where everything kind of rhymes, and the parents are doing something that often parents do that that kids maybe don't always appreciate, and that is that the kid wants one thing, but the parents go off talking about something that's not what they were wanting at all, and spending a lot of time explaining this thing that they were not actually even wanting. So it has that kind of realistic feel about it. To explain kosher a bit more directly, instead of it just being a poem, basically anything that is parv, which is to say not really specifically covered in the rules of kosher, as in you can or can't eat, it's open game. So vegetables, fruit, nuts, stuff like that, grains, perfectly fine. They're not relevant. You can eat those with dairy or with meat, just not together. Just you can have dairy, you can have meat, specific kinds of meat, but not together. And as for the meat, you can have anything that has split hooves and chews the cud. So that's cows, goats, and sheep. Cows, goats, and sheep. And as far as birds, you can have chicken, ducks, turkeys, and geese. So it's pretty straightforward. As far as fish goes, no shellfish. If it has fins and scales, you're good. So that's kosher rules for you. On Passover, it's a bit more detailed because now you also can't have leavened bread. So you have to have the kosher rules along with living on matzah. So there we go. But yeah, there's if you're ever confused as to whether something is kosher, there's usually a symbol on like a processed food. If it's a can or in a box or something like that, there'll usually be a symbol about whether it's kosher or not. And as for why some people would want to eat kosher or not, is many people do it just to kind of remind themselves of their Jewish identity. It gives you a bit of time every day to think about how you're Jewish. And you don't have to do it, especially as Reformed Jews. We don't see it as an absolute requirement. But if it gives you a minute to connect with your identity, or with your past or tradition, or with Judaism, a sense of spirituality, then that's not a bad thing. So yeah, this book is a wonderful, quick little intro to a discussion about kosher that makes it pretty straightforward and fun for kids, and this can be found in our Judaism section. Enjoy.